G'day. You'll want to come on this ride because hot damn it is windy. Also had an emergency alert saying that it's going to be windy. I think that's kind of a given. It's a little bit windy, so it's time to get on this machine and maybe take a wee ride out into the environment. Let's have a look out and see what it's like looking out towards the hills. As you can tell by the way my hair is blowing, it's a little breezy, a little breezy.
Was actually out on the road, the wind was severe. You know, you ride along and at 100 k's, or if you do go higher, you know, the wind is there, it's coming at you. But this is random wind. You've got to watch the hedges, the gaps in the hedges. The wind is hitting you from different angles. It's gusty and it's just throwing you all over the place. I travelled most of the distance from Rangiora through to Amberley on the back road. Not as much traffic, which is very handy, but you just got to watch because the wind would just blow you across the road. Made it very, very difficult. You know, going by the weather alert, you would wonder to yourself, probably should just unpack the bike and leave it in the garage and sit up and rest it out. But in a sense, there was a challenge to this one. One, I was lending a tent to somebody who was on their way to the rally as it was, so I didn't want to let them down. And on the other side, what a challenge. How bad can it really be? Wow, only one way to find out. Found was once I got to Amberley, I pulled up and stopped there just to check my phone, see where things were at and stuff, and actually standing still, sitting on the bike, was more hazardous than actually having the wheels turning and rolling along. Frog Rock, the wee piece of road from there heading into Waikari. The wind actually did seem to settle and wasn't as hard here, and it was great to see some other bikes on the road. It meant that I wasn't being irresponsible, ridiculous or crazy to doing this, because there was plenty of other people doing exactly the same, but it definitely was a challenge. Through Culverden, turning right off to Rotherham and ultimately to Waiou. You can see the wind and it's blowing all the cloud and weather from the west coast, and some of that weather is a little bit of rain, so I was a little bit worried. I didn't bring my wet weather gear and there was some spits and splatters of rain falling.
Hey there, how you doing, alright?
Oh, good to meet you, mate. Good to meet you.
Yeah,
Like,
good.
well, yeah,
Haven't seen you for a little while, g'day.
Hey, you just got here too.
Who is the winner now?
Well, we made it here. It's still pretty windy, but it's a hell of a lot better than what it was up at down in Canterbury. Having some games and stuff. So I'm pleased I made it.
Number of various games filled the afternoon with some light entertainment and some good challenges for those that went and participated. The turnout for this rally was a little bit on the small side. Understandably, the weather really threw a massive spanner in the works for all those people that either made it here or wished they had have and didn't make it. As the afternoon ticked on, some severe gusts of wind picked up and ripped this beautiful brand new marquee to shreds. Bugger.
Wow, it's a little bit windy, we'll say. It's not bad. I made it here, I believe I did, but at the same time, you kind of wonder, Canterbury's probably going to have it pretty badly too, but damn, it is mighty fine.
Shearing the sheep the old school Waiou demonstration of how it's done with some blade shears, and still I think a method of shearing that's done in the high country in New Zealand and many other countries around the world, maybe because of cost or just because of the resources, and also for the well-being of the sheep, because you leave a little bit more wool on them, especially for those that are roaming up in the high country lands. He makes it look so easy. There was the option for a delicious purchase of a traditional Hangi meal, which is cooked underground as per the diagram right here. And Hangi definitely has a specific taste and aroma to it, and it is beautiful. It took me right back to my many years in the central North Island, where Hangi form of cooking was, in my childhood, very popular and just delicious.
Another thing, Farah, I had to swap out the cap for the hat. It's only a bit chilly now, and I'm running with it. Just the footprint and the fly. Had a Hangi tonight, which was delicious.
It's always nice to take a wee wander around the bikes that have made it to this event, have a wee bit of a look at the personalisation and just different bikes that you wouldn't normally see or don't see that often, so it's cool to have another look at them and so on, and maybe at the same time catch up with the owners of these bikes and hear a little bit of their story of, you know, how they got there, where they come from, some stories about their bike and just their general love for the bikes.
The sun is going down. It's getting a bit chilly, but the wind is no more. There's no real wind. I mean, it's like breezy, but I wouldn't class it as windy. Breezy is like very mild wind, which is hardly wind, but because it's hardly breezy, it's just kind of like real light. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Don't fuck around. I wanted to thank, like, some of the boys are over there. We've got Grassy, we've got all the ones over here with who done the Hangi in the background for everyone. And the blade shearing, he done that as well. Thank Christchurch Motorcycles, Lindsay. Don't worry, I don't need pages full. Unfortunately, there's no wood chopping today. There's been a personal thing going on there. And I thank for the Hangi, and I'd like to define for the motive, which is local, and Concept Brewing, AutoZone, Ahora Hotel, who sort of saved us when I was a bit sick, Motox Cycles, he's got a few tabs and a service that's gone out today, Southern Suzuki and Hamner Springs, Big Food, which is food for the staff, and also Pure Freedom Victory Riders. I love Victory bikes, they're just beautiful. I want to thank the food carts who have had to put up with us, and I really want to thank the Paynes Motorcycle Club as well, because they're supplying half the security staff tonight.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
The night rolls on with some good music. So after the food, some music inspires a little bit of foot tapping and just enjoying a good night out in the country.
Cheers. The name you can't. Cheers.
It's good to wake up in the morning and find everything is still as it was. The wind hasn't stripped and ripped everything away from everywhere. The wind didn't seem to cause any damage overnight. Woke up and it was relatively calm, but there was a forecast to say that the wind was going to pick up later in the day. And I thought I'd get away early because I knew that the power was still out at home and just wanted to get back there and check it out and make sure that everything was all A-OK, which it was, and that's a huge relief. So awesome time to have another ride. Ride was mighty pleasant. You can see the wind and cloud formations up in the hills, which indicate a little bit of the nastiness that's still going on up there and blowing over into the Canterbury Plains. There were quite a few trees down, roads sort of littered with the tree bits and bobs and stuff, make it a little bit interesting to travel through. for watching. Really appreciate you sticking around, and look forward to throwing another video film up on the YouTube very, very soon. Thanks again. Have a really awesome one.